So this is Weddings with RJ Ledesma, and of course, I'm very happy that we have a chance to speak with Pat D over here. Pat D, of course, very well-known wedding photographer. And Pat and I have gone back many, many years, right,
Yes.
Pat? Oh. So even before we were very involved in the wedding industry, Pat and I wore different hats. I was actually a magazine editor, and he was our...
You were somehow my boss.
somehow. And you were a fashion photographer at the
Yes.
time. Yeah.
I was a young, aspiring fashion photographer at that time.
And you're still young photographer up to now.
Young in feeling also,
Yeah.
up to now.
Head back a bit and ask a bit more about, like, what's life like for you, like right now? What's a basic day like in the life of a Pat D?
Well, on a daily basis, during the weekdays, I do mostly engagement shoots or portrait work at the studio.
Oh.
And then during the weekends, I do weddings.
Weekends is weddings. What's your routine like?
So my routine would be looking at the NBA stats. If during the NBA season, I watch a lot of basketball, and then I have a good brunch, and then in the afternoon I help do the family chores like picking up my kids or just going out with my wife.
Aside from doing all these different things, how do you keep updated? What are you reading now? What are you listening to?
Well, I do a lot of in the evening. I sleep late. I just do a lot of browsing. Either from in Instagram or somebody's website. I just follow all the links and clicks of IG people. Mostly nowadays IG people.
Now, what many people don't know, of course, I do from many years ago, is that you're actually a drummer.
Yes.
You were a drummer many years ago. Your band was Battery.
Yes.
So, how about the music that you follow? What are the music that you're into right now?
I follow a lot of stuff from great drummers from rock to jazz. And one thing I like about with my band, because we're doing progressive rock, it's not the usual what we call poste drumming. There's a lot of interaction involved in terms of, let's say, playing different solos every given night.
Mm-hmm.
Then what I did there in my photography work, that's how I am also. In terms of, if I do this kind of lighting on a Monday, I do it differently on a Tuesday.
I see.
Just like in weddings, of course, I'd have my staple shots, pero I'd also mix it up with other new advancement with technology.
For your wedding work, you've taken your drumming background and you've been able to translate that, at least.
Yes,
you've been able to use that.
Yes.
How are you able to use that? To say, for example, in more practical terms, I know that you talked about a lot before about using syncopation in your photo slideshows.
Yes, most especially in my slideshows, there's a lot of, like, as a drummer, you do a lot of drum fills and like what we call bagsakan in music. And in my photo slideshows, I do a lot of those also. The music is like syncopated properly with the slideshow.
It's been only in recent years where people have been doing actually photo slideshows. Before, it used to be, the norm used to be just doing same-day edit videos.
Yes.
But recently, the trend becomes same-day edit photo slideshows. I think you have to encourage that one.
Yes. A few years back, it was mainly always about the video same-day edit.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I saw was everyone was just using their iPhoto software.
Mm-hmm.
It's just this normal, just panning, fade in, fade out. What I did was, why not put some syncopation on it? That's how it started a few years back. And then it's now a bit perfected, in my opinion, whenever I do my slideshows.
So, but it was sort of like you have sort of pioneered that sort of photo slideshows.
That's what they say.
Yeah. Say with a couple nowadays. What has become your creative process for many of them? Do you actually sit down with them and then discuss with them, or have you come to the point where you just meet them on the day itself?
Nowadays, as compared to a few years back, couples would tend to ask a lot of questions on what my style is and this and that. But nowadays, with the couples, parang they know what they're getting already as soon as they book you.
Okay.
So with the meetings, it's becoming less and less meetings. It's more on rapport na lang.
Building rapport. So
building rapport.
Yours is more of that. If you meet with them, it's more to build rapport with them.
Yes, that's what they wanna feel also. Just that rapport with their suppliers.
Now, when you develop that rapport with them, how does it inform your shoot with them? What do you pick up from there that you're able to use when you do the shoot?
Probably their attitude and how game they want to be and how much photos they want to have taken. Maybe it's a question of, hey Pat, I want super long portraits, or Pat, take more candid shots, stuff like that. Mostly those types of questions only.
So let's take us through a day of, let's say, being a wedding photographer. What happens, let's say, for a couple, so that they understand better how the photographer comes into their day when it comes into a wedding reception?
Okay, so normally I inform my couple, oh, we'll have a hair down look. So I notice a lot of brides, parang sometimes they regret having their hair up because they're not used to having those kinds of shots. So okay, so in the morning, hair down shots with the robe, and then later dress up with the hair formally done na. And then from there, we take the portraits, the family, and then tons of candids when people are just organically coming in and out of the room.
And then how about through the day? What happens after that? That's the preparation. How about during the actual wedding?
During the actual wedding, we take a lot of candids at the church also, and then after the formals, we do the portrait session outside of the church. So I try not to shoot in the hotel anymore with the couple. So because the style nowadays, people love to see that outdoor feel.
I see.
That outdoor, lots of greens kind of feel.
Your background is actually, you are from the University of the Philippines, and it was music, which was your undergraduate degree, and drumming has actually informed your own work.
Right.
So how did it inform eventually your development of your photos?
Of the slideshow.
The slideshows, yeah.
Well, before it used to be just the iPhoto and just an automatic fade in, fade out kind of thing. And I noticed in weddings, people haven't been really watching it, and because they were all waiting for the video slideshow.
And yeah, so it wasn't it wasn't prominent.
It wasn't a big deal for them.
It was a big deal for just to see the photos.
It was just like a filler. No, and then why not do something amazing also with the photo slideshow? And then that's where I incorporated the drum fills and syncopation with the music together with the slideshow.
Wow. How was it like for you? Let's take you back to the first time when you did that one. How was it like for you, and how was it for the guests?
Well, personally, I was very happy. Well, with the guests, and some of them, they were like saying, hey, it's happening so fast. Why can't we have it like the 3-second thing forever?
Okay.
I was like, how can I move forward if it's going to be boring just doing the 3-second thing forever?
Okay. But when they were doing that at the start, so there's some hesitation. When did you start seeing that it was picking up?
Well, as soon as the couple mentioned, wait, hey Pat, the slideshow was amazing. We noticed and you put a lot of effort into it, and it's more now. It's more modern.
What makes you stand out as Pat D when somebody's watching a specific photo? What do you do different, or what can you say this is the signature Pat D treatment that they're getting when they see a video?
Well,
or a
aside
photo?
from the capturing a lot of candid and moment, what I incorporated was I added those cinematograph elements, those slow-mo elements. And of course, we give emphasis to the portraits of the bride and groom.
That's right. One thing that really sticks to my mind whenever I attend the wedding, and it's a Pat D or Team Pat D photo, is that it's the slow movement of it's photos, and it's a slow movement of the bride.
Yes.
And then looking up, or let's say turning her head, and then you can see the hair moving, and you can see the eyes. You can follow the eyes.
So what I try to make that come out is, it's still a photo, but there's some movement already in some part of the bride's body parts.
Yeah. So I have like a 3D photo when I think about
photo,
it.
yes.
Like a 3D photo. What can the bride expect? Let's say on the day itself. What do they have? What can the bride, the groom, and the entourage contribute to make the shoot better when they're there?
Well, to make the shoot better is probably listen to your photo and video guys. When photo and video guys say, hey, we have to do this, you just follow, and we'll have a better flow of what to capture and stuff like that.
Over the years, you've seen some trends in weddings that you think should become more popular or should be adapted, no? And you also see some trends which you think should slowly fade away or are already passé. First of all, what are these trends which you think should be more emphasized in weddings?
Yeah, but let's go to the ones that we can skip.
Like we skip, okay. We can skip, okay.
Probably the gift giving for me.
A gift giving during the video where they...
During the preparations.
Okay.
Parang everyone's so pressured to give an awesome gift. No? And then it's not happening organically anymore.
So before it used to be, you did it out of the blue, but now all of a sudden people are doing it, so let's just follow.
Oh, parang everyone's following a list of what's happening next. No, why not just do that organically? Have someone go to you and just give the gift.
I see. Now, many of us, actually, you've got a lot of people who followed your work online and they enjoy your work. But there's some that are very memorable for people who watch, and there's some that are very memorable to you personally. And what are those shoots that you've had that for you? You find them that has personal value to you in terms of becoming very memorable in terms of maybe it was how it was shot, when it was done, or something about the couple made it very memorable.
Well, I think the latest one was shooting for Anne and Erwan in New Zealand. That was very memorable because in terms of logistics and it was a bit hard to get there, and of course when you're traveling you don't have your full team with you, so you tend to do everything from the carrying of the bags, driving, booking your whatever. So that makes it more memorable when I do destination one.
Nowadays, you've had a bit more of, not challenging, but a lot of more out-of-town pictorials as well. You've noticed that sort of trend happening for you.
Yes, I noticed the last 3-4 years, the engagement shoot in doing it in different countries has been getting more and more popular. With destination weddings, I think it somehow doubled or tripled the last 4 or 5 years for couples wanting to do it outside the country.
What should people watch out for right now, especially when they hire photographers? What should they be on the lookout for?
I think there's so many styles coming out the last few years in terms of photography style. So you really have to go to their IG accounts and website just to really understand what they're all about.
Okay.
A lot of couples still make that mistake because you just have the budget, you get this so-and-so, without knowing the real actual style of that couple, and then you tend to like complain afterwards.
And then finally, what are your tips for the couples coming up? Things that you could have told people that you wished, I wish you would have known this one when you got married, especially for these up-and-coming couples.
Probably in terms of timeline, I wish they'd be more aware of what's happening and be ready when suppliers remind them what to do next.
Okay. Well, thanks so much, Pat. Again, if you guys want to, of course, get Pat D services, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, you can always find me in my IG, PatD11.
Pat D11, okay. Thanks so much again. For more feedback, suggestions, comments, you got more questions for Pat D, please let us know here. Send us a message on YouTube. And guys, thanks so much.